right, let's go ahead and get to our main story, and that is going to be with a social media influencer, content creator, and comedian Jessie Woo, and her insensitive joke on Wild 'N Out pertaining to Whitney Houston. Ooh, yes, for the water. I'm gonna play the joke for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the backlash. I'm gonna show y'all her response, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts.
You have reached my line, but unfortunately, I do not have the time. And I'm dead.
All right, so that was the joke, y'all. Let me stop it. This played, I guess, on the season premiere Wild 'N Out. I did not watch Wild 'N Out this Tuesday when it premiered. I do know that she's on it. I like Jessie Woo. I see that Thick Girl is saying she's always problematic. I genuinely and generally like Jessie Woo. And so the name of this game is Outgoing Message. So you have to pretend that you are the person on the screen and make an outgoing message. All right, so a lot of people were outraged by this joke. Let me pause it. A lot of people were outraged by this joke. A lot of people had a lot of things. Well, you the one. Excuse you. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about this joke. They felt that it was insensitive. To refer to Whitney is dead. I don't know. So I'm gonna show y'all some of the backlash. Where is it at? So Twitter went ablaze, and Twitter is where she be. Jessie be on Twitter all the time. So Twitter was ablaze after this episode, and this person says the fact that Jessie Woo thought that Whitney comment was funny with her horrible A singing, #wilding out. The next person said that Jessie Woo Whitney Houston situation is pretty simple. If the joke was funny, it wouldn't get the backlash as bad. It just wasn't funny, point blank. The next person said, Wild 'N Out's pre-recorded. They could have took out Jessie Woo's part if they wanted to, but they didn't. It's dark humor. I've heard way more offensive-ish said from other comedians, and y'all laughed. Someone says, y'all made jokes about Whitney doing crack till this. Y'all make jokes about Whitney doing crack till this day, and Jessie Woo took it too far. Next person says, Jessie Woo do dumb-ish. Why play in Whitney face? She annoys me. Someone says, some black people from other countries, she's Haitian. Some black people from other countries don't have the same respect for our icons in America. Jessie Woo was one of those people because they got the nerve to constantly talk ish about what black Americans do. But look at this ish. That was just some of the backlash that she received. You already know it was trending over there on the Twitterverse. So Thick Girl says she really wanted a recording contract. Ciao, bye. All right. So I'm gonna play y'all her response. Now, I subscribe to her over here on the YouTube. She made a 40-minute video addressing the controversy. I did not watch it. I did not watch the full 40 minutes. I watched about 20 minutes of it. After that, I was over the conversation. But I'm gonna play y'all some of her response.
But I do want to address Wild 'N Out, right? Here's what I want to say about Wild 'N Out. The show is called Wild 'N Out, okay? And when you watch the show over the years, the men on the show, they get to come on the show and say the wildest things, the most disrespectful things. And it's still considered comedy. It's comedic. And I've always liked that because I'm somebody who I love dark humor. I love dark humor. That's why my favorite comedians are the comedians who push the boundaries, who don't stay within the box, who don't play it safe. Like, they're gonna go up there, they're gonna say what they want to say, how they want to say it. And although I don't consider myself a comedian, but I do want to address Wildin' Out, right? Here's what I want to say about Wildin' Out. The show, I feel like comedians are people who know how to do stand-up, and they know, like, that's been their craft for years and years and years. I only did stand-up comedy for like 2 years, and when I did it, it was in the Caribbean markets. People have called me a comedian because I get on here and I do things that make people laugh. With that being said, you know, going back to Wildin' Out, like, when I think about the most viral clips, or, you know, they are of a man, you know, pushing the boundaries and being disrespectful towards women, but in a comedic way. It's okay because it's on a comedic platform. We've seen men snatch women's hair, you know what I mean? Like, snatch the wigs off their heads. And, like, again, it's okay because it's on a comedic platform, right? But whenever I feel like comedians, whenever you see a girl getting dragged from Wildin' Out, it's for doing the same, but she gets dragged, you know, or whenever you see any female cast members from that show being dragged, it's always like, damn, like, so if a guy did that, would that be the same reaction? And the answer is no. You know what I mean? Like, there's this double standard for women and men, and not just on Wildin' Out, but just in the comedic space, period. And I see it all the time. Like, I see how one day you guys will love a girl, and then the next, it's like, all of a sudden, like, you just go for blood for that girl. And it's just because in the essence of it all, y'all don't like women. Like, you just don't like women. And sometimes I really, really wish that y'all would say that. Whenever you see I love my Whitney joke. I loved it. And whether you find it funny or not, that is your prerogative. Like Bobby Brown said, like, that's your prerogative. You are free to believe in what you want. And if you don't find it funny, you are free to not find it funny. I love my Whitney joke. And I remember just looking at one of the writers, and his name is Tyler. And I was like, Tyler, do you think this is funny? And I went up to him and I said, hey, this is what I want to do. And he was like, yo, that's amazing, but you should end it differently. And we talked about, like, quickly, like, how I could end it. And I was like, wow, like, if I do this, like, this is gonna be shocking. Like, it's gonna be shocking, but, you know, it's gonna be different. Like, nobody will expect that. People will expect not everybody knows that I can sing. And the people that do know I can sing, they would expect me to just remix it and leave it at that. But nobody was gonna expect me saying that. And so I knew the reaction. Like, I knew it was gonna be and I remember.
All right, so that was basically her response, part of the 40-minute video that she put up on the YouTube. And she also, like, tweeted some stuff basically saying the same thing. Y'all don't go this hard for men. I respect Whitney. The show's called Wildin' Out for a reason. You know, that kind of thing. So y'all tell me y'all's thoughts down in the comment. Ooh, that doggone goldfish. Y'all tell me y'all's thoughts down below in the comment section before I give you my thoughts. I see Thick Girl in here. Thick Girl say, FYI, we still don't know you can sing. Thick Girl. She says she does know that it's mostly women who be skinny, the bashing of black women. Who be bashing black women? She does know there be mostly women who be skinny that be bashing black women. Is that what you're saying? When I first heard the joke, I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh no. That's exactly what my real. Oh no. I don't think that the joke was necessarily funny as funny as it was shocking. I think it was shocking. Definitely was expecting her to sing. She always sings. I think that she has a nice voice, big girl. I'm not gonna go there with you. I think she has a nice voice. I think that she sounds nice. So I expected her to do the singing aspect of it. I think it was definitely shocking. But also, I don't think it was that big of a deal as far as the joke goes. Do I think it was funny? Not necessarily, but it's that like off color, shocking, push the envelope type of humor. It did make me have an uncomfortable chuckle. I'm not gonna lie. But it is what it is. Now I do find it funny that people are so upset that she just spoke a fact. I mean, it sucks and it's crass. It's crass to say, "Oh, Whitney's dead," but she is. But people can still to this day, 10 years later, 15 years later, joke about I don't do crack. Crack is cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it was that bad. I think that um I think that it was shocking. You know, it was shocking. One thing I found the most interesting about this whole thing is how the show works behind the scenes and how she lets us know that they get whatever little game that it's going to be. They get about 5 minutes to come up with their joke. They have writers on the side who they can run the joke through with before it's shot. Like I didn't know that. Like I know it wasn't like necessarily straight off the dome, but I didn't know how it went. So to me, that was the most interesting part. That she wrote this joke, ran by it with somebody else, and then did it. Like I said, it wasn't to me. I think people are running out. I think too that Jessie has a semi-controversial reputation on the internet. She definitely knows how to go viral and kind of stir the pot. And so her responding to me, because she already knows what it is to respond, her responding to me is just her capitalizing on this moment. Because this is her first time being on Wild 'N Out in how many seasons? And the last time she was on Wild 'N Out, she was on Wild 'N Out as a Wild 'N Out girl, not as a comedian. So this is a big step up for her, and this is just a way to get some buzz so that they can keep her around for longer. That's how I see it. Thick Girl says that's what she does every day. Try to be shocking and over the top to get clicks and views. That's I agree. And I don't see anything wrong with that. That's the business that she's in. Don't know why people are mad. I don't like her, but she didn't do what they call what they all be doing on Wild 'N Out. Yeah, Wild 'N Out does some crazy stuff. They say some crazy stuff. Some of the jokes are not wrong. That's comedy, though. You know what I'm saying? That's comedy. Sometimes comedy is harsh. Sometimes comedy is crass. Sometimes comedy is like, really, y'all. All right. That makes me look at Wild 'N Out because I really thought it was off the cuff. I mean, it still is kind of off the cuff, seeing as how like they only have about 5 minutes to come up with the joke, so it's not like they have a long time to write the jokes. And I knew that they had writers because like when some of the celebrities come up there, they'll give some of the celebrities jokes or whatever to say, but I feel like again it was shocking. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. That was my thoughts on it. I know that it's been kind of going. Don't push my hand. He's pushed my hand away from my food. This is what I deal with, so that he could eat it. Yeah, I'm talking about you. this is some of the shocking thing. I mean, these are some of the things that just happened. I'm not gonna cancel her. I like Jessie Woo. I think that she's a pretty girl. I think she's a talented girl. I just think that sometimes she trolls. But again, like I was saying with the Beyonce story, this is kind of the era that we live in where you have to get these clicks and views in order to succeed in your field, in your various field. I think that's it though. That's all I got to say about that.